Merry Christmas, everybody. And as the holidays are approaching, and a lot of you are traveling back home and dealing with family and parents and things like that, one of the things that I wanted to come on here and talk to you all about is about, family who pressure you to come home. Like, come home for the holidays, come home, let's spend all this time together. And I want to talk about the future faking that goes into that. Hi, my name is Dr. Natalie Jones. I'm a licensed therapist. One of the things I wanted to talk to you about is kind of the turmoil and the angst that adult children go through. Sorry about that. That adult children go through when trying to, go back home for the holidays. A lot of times, adult children get asked by their parents and their family, like, "Hey, come home when you come in. Are you coming for the holidays? Let's get together. We're gonna have this big Christmas celebration. I really want to see you. And, let's have this dinner. Let's have this magical merry time for the holidays." And so adult children are scrounging their finances together, sacrificing their work schedule, being stressed out, packing their stuff, and putting their life on hold to schlep across the country, or to another state, or wherever it is you got to go. Sometimes you may be even out of the country to go home and spend time with your family for the holidays. You were stopping your life and continuing with the life of your family of origin, because of these promises, this wishfulness, this obligation, this duty to go home and spend the holidays together. And when you get there, your family of origin does anything and everything but have a magical, merry time for the holidays. They may disappear. They may flake out on you. They don't even want to talk to you. There could be a lot of arguments and conflict. There could be a lot of scrutiny over how you look, what gifts you did or didn't bring home, what you're doing with your life or what you're not doing, and how you're not measuring up to be an adult, and you're this and you're that, and your life is trash, and there's all this heavy scrutiny about what you do or don't have going on, and how you don't meet their approval. And a lot of you are left thinking, like, what the hell did I do this for? Why did I sacrifice? Why did I spend all this money and time to come home and for the holidays and literally have a nervous breakdown, to be attacked left and right? And now the only thing I have for the holidays is some seasonal depression, so to speak. And so a lot of you really wrestle with that obligation and that duty. It's the right thing, and this family pressure. But I want to encourage you to remember that you are an adult. You can have boundaries, and you should have boundaries if and when you do go home, and especially if your family starts acting up, getting out of character, being disrespectful. You may want to protect yourself by staying at a hotel or staying for a limited amount of time. I have an uncle that will, he will come and go back the same day. Like, he will drive far and he will go back the same day. He will get back in his car, turn around and drive on back. Like, he literally comes for dinner. And so, you can do those things. You could set those boundaries. You could say, hey, that's not up for discussion. I'm not open to talking about that, or I really don't like what you're trying to imply here. But definitely set those boundaries. Make your plane tickets changeable, or stay at an Airbnb, at a hotel, something where you can, protect your mental health and take care of yourself, and have these limits. And then you really, if you decide to do it this time, and you come to your families and it's not enjoyable, you really need to, when you get a chance to think about it, you really need to get into a space and start to think about whether or not this is worth it next year and the year after. Think about the pros and cons. Really start to process why you're doing this. Are you doing it because you actually want to, or because there's a sense of obligation? And then, this sense of obligation is a form of self-betrayal. So you really need to be thinking about those things, and thinking about, like, okay, is it worth it to put my life on hold? Do I feel good when I leave here? Do I feel good about, coming here and things like that? And if the answer is no, or if it's not, you're not feeling good, it's actually starting to take a toll on your mental health, you really need to think about maybe there are other ways in which you could sort of satisfy this obligation if you have it. Because some people are really locked in, and that's why I say that. But if you're willing to get out of that obligatory requirement, then that's a separate conversation. Some people are really like firm, like I have to do this, I have to do this. Um, but if you can get out of it, then you maybe need to start thinking about your own holiday traditions, and things that you need to set up for yourself. But have some very tight parameters. No one's mental health should be sacrificed during the holidays. And I get that some people are going to look at me and they're going to be like, Dr. Jones, I don't have that privilege, and blah, blah, blah. There's going to be somebody who says something, I know. But just do what you can to protect your mental health, protect your boundaries. Take your headphones. Take little breaks. Go visit friends, or try to take some time for yourself. But pump the brakes on the difficulties. I hope that helps. Thanks so much.